Welcome back to Championship Court as we get set for our women's singles quarterfinal between Yana Newell and Domenika Turkovic. We are underway. Newell in the green, Turkovic in the mulberry. Ooh, and a miss hit on the overhead from Newell. Chad, how do you cover, Dom?
Oh, sorry. I was like, what's Dom doing right now? But yeah,
missed return there from Newell. So 2 quick points for Turkovic. Well, Turkovic, one of those newer names that we've started to see percolate here towards the latter half of the season.
Yeah, she played tennis at Arizona State. Currently doing some training with Lee Whitwell. We saw her in the finals of singles at the Women's Open in Columbus. And that is where she's
start here. A 4-0 run. You gave us a little background, but what should we expect to see from Turkovic's game other than that great overhead?
No, but that's exactly what I was going to say. That's her strength there. If she can step into the ball and really hit a good approach shot, get up to the kitchen line and control it, that's her strength. If she kind of gets pinned at the baseline there a little bit and is moved around, she's not going to cover. She covers the court well, but she's not going to cover the court as well as Yana Newell.
Newell pushes it wide. So in a matchup between power and court coverage, who wins that battle?
Court coverage.
Why?
Because they're going to make you hit one more ball. And then you're going to try and go for too much and end up making mistakes.
Turkovic misses the forehand there, the 24-year-old originally from Croatia. Is Newell able to get on the board, but finds herself trailing by 5 here early in this women's singles quarter.
Wow.
Turkovic just all over that kitchen line during that point.
Well, even the composure right there, Newell throws up that kind of chop ball that can do a lot once it bounces. And Turkovic just stayed nice and controlled.
Little inside-out forehand. Newell nets it. All Turkovic to start this one.
Yeah, right now Turkovic is hitting good, deep balls, penetrating balls. She's finding the corners and really making Newell scramble. This time Newell with a little more aggressive return, takes that ball earlier, comes forward, puts the pressure on.
Newell was an escape artist in her round of 16 matchup. Dropped the first game 15-13. Took the next two 15-9, 17-15.
Oh,
that was a great angle there.
That ball lands just inside the sideline. Just this short backswing, quick little flick. That's on a little unlucky catching the net cord.
Turkovic has moved through her first 2 opponents in straight games, facing the minimum. Turkovic, again, that's the 3rd or 4th overhead she's been able to put away already here in this first game.
But she's creating it up there at the kitchen line. Her reach and her ability to really hit a solid volley right now is keeping Newell scrambling, and the only thing she can do is throw up that defensive lob. Ball looks wide. And Turkovic
great
is
angle
like,
there.
I'll play it anyway, and comes out with it.
And Turkovic in complete control. 11-3 here in the first.
Yeah, so right there, Newell does a better job hitting deeper balls, a couple of feet inside the baseline. Turkovic gets a little stuck.
4-11.
Oh, a little love off of the court, able to stay out of the kitchen, point Newell. And Yana Newell had a good trip to Newport Beach last time as well, took home a gold in women's doubles alongside Emily Cedarquist.
So that was a better ball there from Newell. Even though Turkovic is up there at the kitchen line, this one gives a little bit more shape. It gets below the net cord, makes it for a much more difficult volley of Turkovic.
A great touch. How do you like that decision from Newell?
No, I think that's an excellent decision. Turkovic is all the way in the corner on the backhand side, and just nice control volley there from Newell. You know, Newell won singles in Dallas 2 weeks ago. So she's starting to warm up here, finding the rhythm, finding those strokes.
Turkovic takes the timeout as she has seen her 8-point lead cut down to just 4, as Newell has worked it back to an 11-7 game number 1. You see Whitwell giving some words of advice. Chad, you know Lee Whitwell very well. What would you be saying to Turkovic in this situation?
Well, I think right now she has to get back onto the offensive and find that approach shot that'll allow her to come up to the kitchen line. You know, right here, look for a good deep return. I would probably say return forehand to then find backhand and follow behind that. Oh, pushed it deep. Yeah, the return was just a little bit more middle there.
The run continues for Yana. Newell make it 5 in a row.
Yeah, see, Newell's now the one that's taking the initiative to come up behind that approach shot and put the pressure on Turkovic from up at the kitchen line.
From a mental standpoint, how important was it for Newell to be able to weather that early storm?
Very big. And again, it's you know, you're playing against somebody who haven't played against as much. Turkovic comes out, she goes on a quick 4-0, 5-1 run, and what do we got?
And Newell's in a competition now with a bug on the court. Our lead ref is taking care of it.
You know, you're in that little bit of a feeling out process. You're trying to find the timing. You're trying to find the approach that you're going to take.
Oh, what a backhand from Turkovic.
Yeah, excellent ball there from Turkovic. A little bit of a hesitation there from Newell to come behind that one as well.
You mentioned the feeling out process, and we've talked extensively throughout the season about the rally scoring. That is one of the detriments to the players of the rally scoring. You don't have as much time.
Yeah, you
and
don't.
That's a great touch there.
You don't have the time, and when you are trying to feel that out, you're giving away points.
You can play yourself out of a game in the first few points if you're not careful. Missed ball there from Newell, side out. 13-11 lead for Turkovic here in the first game.
13-11.
Oof.
Oh, great defense. Better defense.
Oh, no.
Oh, great effort from Newell. Turkovic gets the points, and it is game point for the Croatian.
A couple of those balls looked close to being out on the baseline there. Newell played them. An excellent job from Turkovic, again, coming forward, taking control of the kitchen line.
How does Newell side out coming out of this timeout?
Big return. Big return, nice deep return to Turkovic. Kind of try to push her back from the baseline a little bit to create a shorter third ball that then Newell can step forward in and put some pressure on. If she doesn't get that deep return, Turkovic is then going to be able to create the pressure, get that deeper approach shot. Right now, it's almost between these two of a race to who can control the kitchen, because that's where they're winning all their points from.
Turkovic looked poised to run away with his first game, leading 11-3 before a late run from Yana Newell got it back within one. But Turkovic has been able to withstand, and she has a game point. Easy put away there for Newell.
So right there, nice big return. Puts the pressure on Turkovic, follows behind it.
And importantly for Newell, it freezes Turkovic at 14. Oh, nice cut.
Oh.
Oh. And Newell with a forehand error gives Turkovic another chance at taking game number one.
Well, I think there was a little bit of hesitation on that overhead from Newell as well. Sun is still kind of up in the face of that north side of the court from us. Oh, that was out.
And Newell called
Edge
it long.
guard.
We've seen a couple of edge guard overheads here in this first game. So Turkovic will stay at 14. Newell now at 13.
Oh, that ball's
no.
out.
14 all after Turkovic played a questionable ball into the net.
This ball right here was going wide.
14 all. It's easy to say from our perspective. Side out points off of the net core. There have been so many off the net core today already.
That was a good decision from Turkovic right there. She thought about coming forward on the previous forehand, hesitated a little bit, so didn't come forward, got a better ball on that backhand. Ooh.
Gets it on the third try. Domi Turkovic takes game number one over Yana Newell, 16-14. We'll have more when we come back here at the Al APP Newport Beach Open.
What do you talk about? The news? Sports? A little family gossip, maybe? Nah, you don't do that, right? Well, here's another topic for you. As they get older, their risk of getting really sick from a respiratory virus like flu, COVID-19, or RSV goes up a lot. So talk to them about getting the season's vaccines, because you've still got so much to talk about.
It's hard to find supplements that work. No, thank you. You need supplements that are backed by science with natural and plant-based ingredients. And that are third-party tested. Because cleaner is better. Like Oro Organic. Plant-based supplements made from the Earth's most powerful plants for your immune health, gut health, workouts, and more. Find out more at oraorganic.com.
People play pickleball for exercise, competition, or to hang out with friends. What your reason is doesn't matter to Gamma. What matters is that you play, that you enjoy playing with passion, and you have so much fun you can't wait to play again. At Gamma, we offer paddles perfect for all levels, including yours, because pickleball is about you, the player, and what feels right. Pickleball is your game. Make Gamma your paddle. Play to live, live to play. Gamma Pickleball.
The APP is sponsored by Sports Illustrated, official ticketing partner of the APP Tour. Franklin X40, official ball of the APP Tour.
And La Victoria brand salsa, Mexican flavor raised in LA.
Match still ongoing, but as we take a look at the Zimmer Biomet recovery moment of the match, this was the point that got Turkovic to 14.
Well, again, it's on that two-handed backhand that she really puts the pressure on and comes forward. And then Newell throws up a couple of lobs, is able to recover, but it's that stick volley from Turkovic. She does such a good job controlling the kitchen line while she's up there.
0-0.
Well, that ball just wide.
Turkovic on the board first here in game number 2.
1-0. Point.
Couldn't bring it back in the court. So shades already of game number 1 here in the early stages of game 2.
2-0.
Ooh, just deep.
Point 1.
And Newell on the board. And Newell had moments in game number 1, Chad, where she looked like she was going to be able to take control. Couldn't quite overcome the lead that Turkovic had built. Great court coverage, but just wide on the forehand.
3-1.
Oh.
Nice cut there from Newell. Yana Newell playing her collegiate tennis at Missouri, Kansas City, was a member of the Roos. Met her husband Ben playing there as well.
Oh, that ball's
Good
just wide.
patience from Newell, though, off of the net cord. 3-3.
Oh, just exchanging
trading net cords
right now.
Winner of this match will move on to the semifinals, where they will face the winner of Shelby Bates and Shannon Pretorius, the other quarterfinal in this section of the draw.
Spin him back. Yeah, good touch. And again, good control there from Newell. Gets up to the kitchen line. And this one's definitely going to come down to who can get up to that kitchen line and really control the point. Typically, we see a lot more baseline from the women, but it's definitely getting up to that kitchen line, putting the pressure on in this one, rather than that baseline.
What's the most effective way for each of these players to get to that kitchen line to be able to control the point?
Well, it has to be a big return or a big serve to create the shorter ball coming back that gives them the better ball to approach on. So you saw a big return there from Newell, creates the shorter third shot from Turkovic, and she's able to follow that in.
2-point lead for Newell.
And
Nice
that
third.
big serve creates shorter return that then she can come forward behind. So that's where the women's game is getting a little bit closer to the men's game as far as controlling that kitchen. But again, it comes down to a big serve creating the shorter return or a big return creating the shorter third.
Timeout taken by Turkovic as she is trailing by 3 here in game number 2. Won the first 16-14. That's Eric Lang in the gray top, pink shorts in the corner of Yana Newell. I asked you in game number 1 what you would say to Turkovic during a timeout. What would you say here to Newell?
I mean, for Newell, it's kind of just stay the same right now. Come out, another big serve, kind of. I'd almost say going into the body of Turkovic. She does really well when she can get those arms extended. So big serve into the body to create that shorter return, and just when you get that opportunity to hit that approach shot, take it. Don't hesitate on it.
Back to play with Newell leading 7-4.
So
nice
again,
backhand overhead there.
Yeah, and right there, Newell goes into the body of Turkovic, jams her up a little bit, gets the shorter ball, goes deep into the corner to that forehand side to open up that backhand volley cross court.
Ooh. More good coverage from Newell, but Turkovic was waiting for it.
Well, and that was a better return there from Turkovic. It wasn't the deepest return, but it was wider. So now Newell is having to scramble a little bit. Wow.
Ooh, Newell just inside the line for the winner.
Big pickup off the half volley there for Newell. Just catches the line.
And Turkovic really wanted to call it out at first glance and said, you know what, it's good. Ooh, Newell coming forward with a little extra there.
So Turkovic was trying to follow that return up and put that pressure on, but the difficulty with that one is she didn't get the return deep enough. So by the time Newell was hitting the ball, she wasn't even at the kitchen line.
Couldn't make the pickup there. Game 2 going the way of Yana Newell as she has opened up a 6-point advantage.
11-5.
Missed return.
Big serve there from Newell.
What's been the biggest difference here in the second game?
Newell's been a little bit more aggressive and really looking to get that ball deeper. Hesitation there on the approach shot.
A point for Turkovic. Newell still able to double her up here in the second game after Turkovic took the first 16-14. Oh, swinging half volley, but missed it. Trying to dot that back corner.
Yeah, good pressure there from Newell. Just overswung a little bit on that swing volley.
Missed third there. We talk about timing so much, and there may be no other shot where it's more important than a swinging volley.
Oh, absolutely.
Backhand pulled wide, so trading side outs here.
Oh,
back
Yana
corner
Newell.
pocket winner, Yana Newell.
But again, that's the court coverage and the scramble. Excellent forehand on the run there from Newell. Goes back behind Turkovic.
You don't often see a forehand on the run go cross court. Typically the easier ball is down line. But Newell has worked herself here a game point, trying to send it to a winner-take-all game 3. Turkovic able to stave it off for the moment.
Well, and that's the issue right there of taking that forehand down the line. Most tennis players want to hit that on the run forehand back cross court because their opponent is going to shade that line a little bit more. Oh, Turkovic throws it back cross court.
And Newell giving it a little extra stare as she can't believe it dropped in. So Turkovic within 4.
10-14.
Overhead put away gives Newell a second chance at closing out game number 2.
Yeah, good aggressive return there from Newell. Go big serve into the body, create that shorter return.
Newell able to close it out off of the error from Turkovic. We will head to a game number 3 here on Championship Court. Don't go anywhere. There's still plenty more ahead here at the OWL APP Newport Beach Open.
Introducing Persona IQ, the smart knee. Address your knee pain with a replacement that contains sensors which capture helpful information such as your range of motion, stride length, walking speed, and step count to ensure your new knee is performing at its best. It keeps you connected to your healthcare team so you can receive important reminders and personalized recovery guidance. It's not a GPS. It doesn't collect where you've been or where you're going. Persona IQ, a smarter way to regain mobility.
The BioFreeze USA Pickleball National Championships, November 10th through the 17th in Mesa, Arizona. Designed for pickleball's best, amateurs and pros alike. 14 tournaments, 14 opportunities. Find your golden ticket tournament. Earn your title.
We are thrilled to announce that Janice Yeti is the Partake Community Hero for the OWL APP Newport Beach Open. After retiring as a flight attendant, Janice discovered her love for pickleball while searching for a new hobby with friends. From the moment she started playing, she was hooked. Janice seizes every opportunity to play and eagerly volunteers at any APP tournament nearby. During the APP's last Newport Beach event, she dedicated all 5 days to supporting the tournament in every way possible. Cheers to Janice and Yeti for her incredible dedication as we are underway in a winner-take-all Game 3 here in our women's singles quarterfinal between the top-seeded Yana Newell and Domi Turkovic.
There was a little bit of hesitation there from Newell whether she was going to call that serve deep or not. Looked extremely close from here.
In every game, Turkovic has gotten out to the early lead. Pulls the backhand wide there.
Yeah, timing was just off a little bit on that one.
This will be back-to-back matches for Newell that have gone the distance.
That was an excellent ball there from Newell. Shorter, angled ball. So not only is Turkovic having to slide to the left to cover court, now she's having to come forward as well.
Oh, great coverage. Whew. And Newell able to get there, but puts the forehand in the net. That court coverage is just ridiculous, though.
It is, and so is the power and the two-hand backhand there of Turkovic. Well, that's in. That one's not, though.
Turkovic extends the lead back to 2. Between Turkovic and Hayworth in the men's semi, we've seen some really nice, or men's quarter rather, we've seen some really nice backhands over the last hour plus here on Championship Court. A nice angle there from Newell.
Yeah, good job there from Newell to open the court up. Sideline to sideline.
3-4. Missed the backhand, fully extended. And Turkovic had Newell on the ropes in game number 1. She was up 11-3 before Newell made a late run. Game 2 similarly tight. Newell taking it 15-10, which is how we've arrived at this game number 3 here in our women's singles quarterfinal. Pulled wide. Newell trying to double up, but the backhand error gives Turkovic a 4-point advantage.
Well, it was good pressure there from Turkovic. It almost seemed like it was a tougher ball to hit an approach shot on, but the movement actually forced Newell to rush her shot.
Newell taking a timeout off of the missed return. 5-point lead for Turkovic. And Chad, how have you seen this match evolve on both sides in terms of the adjustment that the players have made and taken here into game number 3?
Well, right now, Newell's timing is off a little bit. She's tried to rush the last few points, and Turkovic has added just a little bit more power to that as well. So it's potentially what has caused the mistiming for Newell. But, I wouldn't count Yana Newell out right now. It's only 8-3. We're going into the end change. And, she has the ability to really make this switch. Watch for Newell to go a little bit bigger on the return here.
Just paints the back line, does Newell.
Yeah, good pressure there.
Ooh, little injection of pace there on the swinging volley.
Well, right now it's trading off. Big returns, come forward, control that kitchen line. I know I've said it over and over in this one, but both these ladies right now looking to control that kitchen line. Oh, that ball's wide.
I'm not sure that there is a woman on tour that gets out of the corners better than Yana Newell.
No, and that's what I was talking about with the court coverage there of Newell. It's forcing Turkovic to go from corner to corner and just hitting into such small areas because Yana Newell can get to so many balls.
Gets the touch there. It's reminiscent of the way that Novak Djokovic plays. The margins are so small that he forces his opponents to hit airs because they're trying to hit the perfect shot.
Absolutely.
Newell making
I'm sure Newell will appreciate that you're
comparing her
to Novak Djokovic,
to arguably the greatest tennis player of all time. Yeah. Missed backhand there from Turkovic gets Newell back within 2. If I remember correctly, Newell's ideal doubles partner is Roger Federer, but I'm sure she'd take Novak. 7-9.
Oh, with the split.
How good was that point?
Well, it was the double up from Newell on the backhand side. Opened up the court. I thought the point was over, but Turkovic getting to that forehand, fully stretched out, slides into the splits.
Not just showing off the athleticism, showing off the flexibility.
I'm still rolling around on the court right now.
We'd be carrying you off.
I
Me too.
I mean, I would have given up after like 4 balls into that rally, but anyway.
Well, there's a reason that you're here and they're there.
Absolutely. The fact that I'm like 20 years older than them.
Well, you know what? I wasn't going to take a shot at your age. I figured that was just unfair.
Oh, that ball's just wide. I did have I went to play golf earlier this week, and when I checked in, the guy's like, 55 and over discount, right? I'm like, what? Excuse me? Wow.
Oh, Newell lets out a come on as Turkovic can't make the pickup, and we are tied at 10. Turkovic taking a timeout as Newell has battled back here in game number 2. I mean, Chad, what's this one going to come down to?
I mean, what I've said this whole match is who is going to come up and control that kitchen line. I'm going to give a slight edge to Yana Newell right now. Just not only is she closed the deficit here on the tail end of game 3, but it's the court coverage, it's the experience in these situations. She does have a tendency at times to kind of falter and float away for a little bit, but she's done a really good job of reeling everything back in.
Newell coming off of her first career gold in women's singles in Dallas. She's no stranger to big moments, has won a multitude of medals in women's doubles as well. Lets it sail long, and Newell takes the lead.
Yeah, again, getting up, controlling that kitchen line, taking the balls out of the air, and getting or cutting down the reaction time for Turkovic.
Oh, great angle. Newell is on an 8-2 run.
I think in this situation right here for Turkovic, you know Newell's going to be coming forward. If you can't get that deeper ball and keep her back, you have to get something below the net, but it has to go over the net and then below the net, not just, anyway. It's being a bit of a smarty pants right there.
That's so unusual for you.
But no, just to add a little bit more roll to it, not necessarily has to be the hardest ball.
Yana Newell applying the pressure, and she has earned herself a match point. Turkovic taking another timeout, trying to ice Newell, who was trailing at the end change 8-3. Since then, Newell has gone on an 11-2 run. What's been the biggest reason for that?
Pressure, court coverage and pressure. She's forcing Turkovic to hit one more ball or to go for those smaller margins or smaller percentages, higher margin for error.
I asked you in game number 1 between power and court coverage, which wins out. You said court
coverage.
And Newell 1 point away from making that a reality here in this women's singles quarterfinal against Domi Turkovic.
And, Newell doesn't lack power either. She has a very big forehand. She can stroke that two-hand backhand as well and add some power and shape. But it's the court coverage that's really coming down to it here.
Newell ends it on a 12-2 run. She is moving on to the semifinals with a 3-game victory over Domi Turkovic. We will hear from Newell when we return here at the APP Newport Beach Open.